welcome everyone. My name is Dhimandev Goswami,
And I'm Mani Yadav.
and together,
We welcome you to the Common Man.
yes, right, to the Common Math. So this is the Common Math community, and this is our third part for this week. And if you have been with us, or if you have been watching since the first part and second part, this is going to be a very repetitive thing which I'm going to be saying. So, and who are new to this thing, we welcome you more to the Common Math. And we were actually discussing about reasoning and how to reason, and mainly what we were talking was why to reason. Okay, so in if you have just joined now, so I'll just show you a few things which we were talking about. Just let's just revise what were talking. Okay, let's just make a revision, and just in this part we will be just revising what we have been doing. So there are a lot of things we have discussed. So at first we discussed about the steps. We were talking about that our learning curve is like learning, teaching, and learning is the best process of dealing with our life, or to enhance us. That's what we were talking, isn't it, Manu? And post that we were talking about post that we were talking about yeah post that we were talking about a new theory, that what we were talking about was the stairway theory, right? So we have to put, let's not be the let's not place ourselves at the bottom of the stairs. Let's just try to be in the middle ground. So there, only there and there you will be a student and a teacher. So the how part was that what we were talking is, if wait, I need to select this. So what we're talking is that at the bottom part, you are a student. It's not visible, right? So at the bottom, you are a student. And at the top, you are a teacher. So if you are at a middle stair, so you are neither a full student and you are neither fully a teacher. So you will have people around you who will be, you will, okay, that person is not visible. Let me take just another color. Let's take blue. So there will be another person above you, and there will be another person below you. So you have to you'll teach, you'll learn from the person who's above you, and you will impart some knowledge, and you will impart some knowledge to the person who is below you. So in this model is the above and below. So there is no, actually, as we say now, there is no measurement unit for learning. Okay, you can assess or you can weigh learning, right? You can only see that, like for example, like as we say, these that person spent 600 rupees 600 rupees or on books, and another person spent 200 rupees on books, right? So we can't say that the 600 rupee person who spent on books is going to be a more knowledgeable person, because this is a very proven statistics. Manu, you are also going to get a very you're also going to get shocked that 60% of the buyers of one book don't even read it. Like, has it ever happened that you bought a book, like, yes, I want to read it? No, just let me complete. My question is, has it ever happened that you bought a book and it's just lying on your shelf, and you have just read one or two pages, maybe? Just be honest. Has that ever happened?
Of course.
Yeah. So there is no yardstick to actually see who is above you or below you, but this is a certain a model, a theory, the stairway theory, which we were talking about. So, yep. So that's for this one, and let's go to the next page, which we were talking about. So next thing we were talking about was that the word collaboration. So education, learning is more like a collaboration. Okay, so you collaborate. Okay, so we were taking example of the pilot and the co-pilot in our case. So that's what we were talking about. If you are interested, then you can see it at length in our previous parts. And after that, we came to talking about. After that, we came to uh, what we were actually focusing our this week's our energies. We were mostly focusing on reasoning and the why part of it, because the how part, the how to solve reasoning problems, how to crack those examinations, those kind of those kind of sentences you have been like hearing for some quite long. So let's ease that thing. Let's try to put the right question and the most least question which is reverberating in our society or in our surrounding is the why part of our learning. So the why part of reasoning we were focusing on. Yes, am I doing a very like I'm not missed out anything, right, Manu? So then we took the example of blood relations and showed the rigidity and how innovation is like how innovations are happening more in smaller groups and how it is not happening in larger groups. So we took example of blood relations, right? And that's the kind of questions which are also being asked in government examinations. Okay, and then next we were talking about the blame game. Ah,
Yep.
yeah, we were talking about the blame game, which a student or a teacher does. So let me, mark this name, blame game. So what is the blame game? It is a very okay. Let me let me take out some time and speak about this. So what is this blame game? Blame game is that game which is a very not so Herculean task. So it just takes 30 seconds to play this game, less than that. So in that game, what you have to do, you have to just find out a reason or find out a reason to blame someone for your situation or for the results which you have got. Like for example, I was unable to solve the problem. Why? Because my pen stopped working. Some says na in class. Or why didn't you bring? Why have you done your homework? Yes, ma'am, I did the homework, but I forgot. Yeah, and sometimes so what happens? Sometimes when this happens, I forgot because my mother was scolding me. I totally forgot. Like, wow, Allah, bravo! Your mother doesn't even know that you have got homework, and you blamed it. So it's a very easy game. Okay, so this we were talking about the blame game, and we came to the conclusion that there is no one to blame, neither the teacher, neither the student. So we have to just game. What we have to do? We can only game up,
Yeah.
right? We can only game up. So one game. So both are games. So number one game. So the number one game is very easy to play, and number two game requires I don't know requires hours, at least 240 hours. Okay, so I am solving a question. It will require you to the state of mind which you are at, to enhance your mind and to be able to solve more problems and to be able to, let's say you're cracking your goal of your life right now in the next 6 months is to crack some examination. Then you have to put some hours. Okay, so the second game is known as the game up. So now it's for you to decide. So when I say you, I mean our viewer. If our viewer is really into, he really have some certain goals in which he has to crack some examinations, or he have to achieve something which requires a lot of mathematical rigor. So then you have two games. So it's now you for you to choose. What do you say, Manu? So which game will you choose?
I think game play is only going to pull you down. I feel like. But
Wait, wait, wait. Your voice was a little unclear. What did you say? Blame game is?
game is only going to pull you down. It's not going to help you.
Yeah.
I think if you put extra efforts, like and how did you come up with 240 hours, by the way? Or it's just
No, it's not. It's not just actually. So I'll tell you. So in our, if you look at NCRT, if you look at NCRT, guidelines. NCRT. I'm just writing G. If you look at NCRT guidelines for 11 standard, so 11, 12 standard, so it's written there every class, there are 35-minute long classes, right? Every class is 35-minute long, and certain topics needs 20 periods. So I multiplied and added them up, it comes to this sweet number.
so it's like in like class 11 students, they have to spend 240 hours. They spend 240 hours in class studying one subject.
Yeah, of course. They spend studying class. So if you make your, so if you make the time inside your class more, if you play the game up inside
Like,
the class, then I guess those that what I'm trying to say is that kid, those hours inside that class, if you are focused enough, is sufficient. But I'm not saying, I'm not blaming that we are not focused and like we are not, because the thing what I'm trying to say is that inside some people, every people have different way of learning. Some don't like
yeah.
sitting inside the class and studying. Some might want somebody discussing, like you and me, we are discussing and making a very friendly environment. Some people need a friendly environment. Some people need a very introverted, alone room they want to sit in. So it's people to people. So therefore I just put the number out there. So and NCRT is filled with very great mathematicians and great, it's the board there is doing a very good job. I salute them because they have written so well books, so nice books, and those comes in so less prices. So it costs very less also. So therefore I've been, so in the descriptions below, I could have put many n number of authored books which are been published by MIT Press, or any other press publications. But I chose NCRT because, like, yes, NCRT books are the very good base for anyone and everyone. Not only base, you will get the direction. You won't even have to come to YouTube and come to the common math.
Yep, right. It actually helps you build a strong foundation, I think, for any subject for that.
Yeah. So stronger vertebrate only means a stronger body, right? So you can consider NCRT to be a very strong vertebrate. So yeah, let's get back. So this was the blame game and the game up thing. So it's on the viewer. Which game do you want to play? Okay. And the next thing what we were discussing, was, again, we wrote the why of reasoning, because that's the only reminder that that must be ringing inside your heads, that the main purpose why we have come together as a community, and we have taken this is our second week of uploads, and this is the major, and actually this is reasoning is the wait so so reasoning is the vertebrate of mathematics. Okay. So if you don't, so when we are in our mother's womb, we establish the vertebrate, and then slowly when we get born, our bones and structures, we structure more and more as time passes. So it's the code. So I'm not saying that reasoning is something which you have to learn, or which you have to, you need coaching or guidance through. It's already built in inside us, right? But the thing is, since birth until now, we have downloaded so many applications onto our operating system or onto our phone. Let's consider I myself am a very digital, beautiful phone. Okay, right? Or Oppo, Honor, any phone you consider, which
Your continuity. Can you put E instead of I?
where? Oh, vertebrate,
Vertebrate.
right? Okay. Yes. Of course, I'm not very great at spelling. Okay, I openly say it. To that, actually, I want to share a story. What happened when I joined Sri Venkateswara College for doing my bachelor's, so in Delhi University. So it was first class, and in first class, during first class, a lot of people are like, the class is packed, and
Right.
we and there was like every bench required every bench was occupying with three students. Okay, so I found a bench where there was, and everyone were on time. So I found a bench where there was one guy sitting, and I sat on, and I sat at the middle. And then there was
Mm-hmm.
another girl who entered the class, and she sat next to me. And the class was calculus class. Okay, Calculus, and I will
Right.
never forget the spelling of calculus because of the incidents then.
Oh.
So I asked her. So the sir came in, and then he asked that. Okay, so we are going to study calculus, and I was writing calculus, and I asked her that what's the spelling of calculus, because the reason being that it's just like Mississippi, right? Mississippi is
Oh.
MISSI, right? So
Mm.
if one S or one S on one P will also sound Mississippi, and double S and double P also sound Mississippi. So I was a bit confused that is there a double L somewhere in calculus? So I asked her that what's the spelling of calculus, and you know what she asked, or what she said me. She said
What did
that
she say?
you, being a maths honor student, don't know the spelling of calculus.
I mean, that is. I mean, that's not reasonable. But
No, but
okay.
listen, the story is not ended. She
Uh-huh.
asked me that you, being a math honor student, don't know the spelling of calculus. And do you know what was my reply? I replied to
Uh-huh.
her, now everyone, even you, please listen. I replied to
Okay.
her, maybe because I'm a maths honor student, I was unable to, I don't know the spelling of calculus. And matlab, that was it. Matlab,
Mic drop.
mic drop kind of thing, and
Like I was
so
too busy playing with numbers that I forgot.
yeah, and then the spell, other than the spell, but no, but later, writing papers and stuff. So because you can't hire an editor, right? In your initial
Mm.
situation, so like then I learned more about the spellings and things, and now too you have Grammarly and many apps which
Mm.
gives you the correct
Mm.
spelling. So okay, let's not. So let's get back to the thing what we were talking. So what I was saying is that if let's consider ourselves as a telephone. So what happens? The more time passes on, so it's filled with many more apps, and then somewhere the reasoning app gets lost, but it is inside you, so it's running on the back. It's sending you notifications, but you have not optimized it. So, in this series of lectures, we are going to, find a way, or we are going to, start those engines which are already present inside you. Start,
Mhm.
okay, with me, you say, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, say that the reasoning, the math is inside me. I just need to find the key. That's
Oh,
it. Okay,
or to start.
so it's been again another, like, okay, let's check the time. I've been checking time, and
Mm.
I guess we are hitting almost we are almost 20 minutes past.
Okay.
So 6, so let's stop it, let's pause it here, And this part ends here, and the next part we are mostly going to be discussing about the further things which we like. We're going to continue to know to start, and let's see how to start those engines. Fine.
Yes.
Thank you so
Be
much.
right.
Yeah, Manu, come on. You were about to say something.
No, I said be right back.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we'll be right back.